Hello, hello, hello. I just got in. Hello, hello, everyone. Hello, 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 hello. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being here. I'm going to drink some more. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Let's fix the sound. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Can you hear me? Can you see me? Welcome to Lewis Schaffer Uncooked. Welcome to Kermit Uncooked. Six Badges Uncooked. Daz Uncooked. Julian Uncooked. Thank you. Joe Warrior is here. Hey, Joe. How are you? How have you been? Good to see you. Julian is here. Brilliant. Brilliant. Ruben is here. Darklands is here. Lud is here. Alex is here. Thank you, everybody. Lewis Schaffer is here. I am here. I was just came back from the. I think I could say I was in Shepperton. I was in Staines. Got dressed up to dress for a new a new movie that they're making. Lewis Schaffer, possibly. I mean, scheduled for 5 or more days of work. So that's a something. That's a something. And I don't think I was fired. I wasn't that great, but I mean, I was good for a while. But I was there when you're there for like 4 hours. 4 hours. Wait, yeah, four. I was there for 4 hours. Lud is here. MC Scott is here. Thank you for coming in. I'm sorry about this. I don't know how to handle these kind of situations. Where I don't know what I'm doing because I don't know how long it's going to take. It was a 2:30 appointment. Kerry Mack is here. Mr. Cuff is here. This maybe could be a better time to do this if I'm going to do this rather than 5. I don't know. What do you think? Let's talk about all the opportunity, all the things. Opportunities is not quite the right word, but um, what? Maybe this is the better time. 7 o'clock to do it, and then we just do one show. I don't know. I've been having I've been having self doubt, which is not attractive. It's not attractive. Self doubt. I don't know what I'm doing. I've gained a bit of weight. I've gained a kilo in 2 days. I don't even know how. I thought I kept it low. We can talk about my weight loss. We can talk about your weight loss. Let's lose weight. Richard Hawkins is here. Good to see you, Richard. We have not seen you in a while. It's good to have you back. So Daz is here, and I've said hello. You, Janice, is here. Speak louder. Can you hear me now? Is everything okay? Can you hear me? Are you like the Joey from Friends type actor? What I never saw. I like that guy. He's gotten fat. Horribly, he's gotten fat. But you actors can't get fat unless you're known as the fat actor. Especially someone like Joey can't get fat. Was so good looking, and I'm trying not to get fat. I've gained a kilo. I've gained a kilo. This is the 212th day, and this is the what is today's date? The 14th of January. I'm writing it down. 2025. It's Julian's birthday today. You're 58 years old. I've had less grog today as my friend brought me some special oil round to top up my engine. Groove is in the heart. Not high cholesterol. Well, that's great. Well, you know what? Cholesterol, you don't even need to talk about it. If it's high, it's high. If it's somewhat low, it's low. But low cholesterol is not good. Your whole body needs oil. We need to be unctuous. So what are you saying, Julian? You have low cholesterol or high cholesterol? The fact is, I don't worry about cholesterol. Do you guys worry about cholesterol? The sound is fine. It's very loud. Okay, so let me lower this thing here. So I don't know. We don't need to discuss that. There's something happening in the world that is really. I mean, it's probably affecting you guys too. I was thinking, Joodles is here. Joodles is here. She's still working. She's a hard worker. You're a hard worker, Joodles, and it makes me jealous. Anyway, so I am the Belfast equal of Woody Allen in Annie Hall. Well, he was a successful guy, and he got some really pretty girls in that. Even the girl he didn't, the girls he got, they were all good looking. The girl, So what does that mean? What does it mean? What does it mean? You're also you're also doing your wife's kid. Not good to do. Not good to do. It was high and now low. Is that good? Why is low cholesterol good? You tell me why it's good. The latest, and not even the latest, the information that's been forever says high cholesterol is better than low cholesterol. I have high cholesterol. So happy birthday, Julian. You're 58 years old. That's not, that, you've got low cholesterol. You're 58. You think you're going to live forever. He still had no confidence. Well, nobody has confidence. You don't have confidence. The guy who's the really handsome guy who's taken to, what's his name? Bill Gates. He should have confidence. But he was taken to divorce court by his wife. So, what happened to all of that confidence? What is that? What is confidence? Why is confidence a good thing? But people are wishing you a happy birthday. Darkland's a happy birthday, and Joodle's wishing you a happy birthday, and Richard Hawkins, God bless Israel. Yeah, God bless. We should pray. We should pray. I don't know. It's really horrible. Is America going to get involved in that situation? Why is Donald Trump promising? Because maybe he's promising in Iran because he remembers the Iran business with the Iranians captured all the Americans, and then they weren't nice to us as much as we thought they should be nice. I also haven't got a clue what my cholesterol is, so I guess I can't worry about it. The answer to that question is I know you're making a joke, like, oh, it could be bad and I could be dying, but since I don't know. But that's also true. It's also true. What's the thing here? I didn't have a hat today. Raise your hand. Let's do a poll here. Raise your hand if you're worried about cholesterol, because I am not. I want to know who my audience is. I want to know about you people. I'm not worried about cholesterol. Anyway, the body produces cholesterol if you don't have enough. It produces cholesterol, and it takes 30. These are all the things that I remember from when I was obsessed with cholesterol. Because every time I went to the doctor, they said, "Oh, we want to put you on a statin." And so I said, "Okay, let me find out what a statin is." Not that I knew what a statin was before they said they're going to put me on a statin. And I know that the side effects are horrible, which is muscle pain and all sorts. We use cholesterol to make everything. It's like the oil. Okay, it's a special day. It's a special day. Okay, so cholesterol. I'm more worried about my blood pressure, but I'm not worried enough to take their pills. Staten Island, yeah. It's America. I think there are 100 million people who are taking statins. They want statins everybody to do it. I've seen it's like yesterday did I tell you I saw the video? Maybe I did tell you I saw the video yesterday about germs, and I don't believe in germs either. I think I'll take gym steroids when I'm old, like in my 60s or 70s. Gym steroids. Yeah, you think you want to do that too? You don't want to do that because if you're a girl, you grow a beard. If you're a guy, your balls shrink and you got to take it. 80 milligrams a day. Is that what you're taking? Are you taking those statins, Ruben? I mean, I don't know. I'm not telling you what to do. I can tell you what to do. But I can't tell you what to do because this is YouTube and they might take away my medical license and I won't be allowed to practice medicine in the UK if I say the wrong things. Ignorance is bliss when it comes to cholesterol, Darkland says. What do you mean by that? Ignorance is bliss. Are you saying high cholesterol is bad and I'm glad I don't know that I have high cholesterol? Or are you saying that it doesn't matter anyway? So what? More long bong day. More long bong a day, Kermit. What does that mean either? Do it, bro. I'm on 20 milligrams a day. What did I say? What did I say? You said 80 milligrams a day, and now you're saying 20 milligrams a day. More like bong a day. A bong a day. Well, yeah, maybe that's good for you. Maybe smoking pot is good for you. Maybe it's bad. Who knows? Who knows? But before you do something like that, you should always find out. You should always find out whether it's good, whether it's bad. This is how I wore. This is what I wore to go to the studio today. I can't even. I can't tell you what it is. I can't tell you what the film is. I'm not going to worry about it. I've got other health concerns. They're all you Darklands. What does that mean? Get yourself a blood pressure monitor at least, Yishnora. Are you talking to me? I have two blood pressure monitors. I have train leaving platform 1 in the northern line to Tooting Beck. Could the man with the unwashed hair binge your Oreo ice cream somewhere else? No, I didn't take the one train. I took the overground train to Peckham. To Peckham. You've got other health concerns. I mean, Lewis Schaffer can heal your health concerns. I healed my own, and I know what heals health concerns. And a lot of people take steroids and they get more health concerns. And there's a 140. You have to take it. 144 people. 144 people have to take steroids in order to save the life of one. You might want to look that number up. That might not be correct. That might not be correct. I know Joodles is listening to it. You're on 40 milligrams of a statin. Yeah, you go for it. You believe those things. Don't ask the barber if you need a haircut. I knew a drug rep who would treat doctors to all sorts of goodies if they prescribed his company's drugs. I'm very skeptical when doctors recommend a drug. Thank you, Six Badges, for being skeptical. I'm beyond skeptical. I'm not like, let me question that. No, they're all liars. Most of them are all liars. They believe this. In order to be a doctor, you basically have to follow their rules forever and ever before you become a doctor. So by the time that they're a doctor, they basically are given a book. Here's the book. Here is the book. Do what we tell you to do. Yeah, they get holidays and all sorts, and they get paid money, and people go to them. Oh, you're a doctor. Now people know. They know. No one's applauding nurses anymore. Let's applaud the NHS for your COVID lies. Oh my God, I'm losing it. Kermit, you've been here since the beginning. Do you think I'm losing it? I think I've lost it. I think I'm just filled with such anger and hostility and panic and worry and doubt. I live my life. The worry over health would cause me more problems than actual health conditions. There might be truth to that. I mean, there might be truth to that, Richard Hawkins. Yeah, it can cause us problems, worrying. Who agrees with that? You shouldn't worry about your health. But you go into the doctor, they give you a blood test, and then they tell you your cholesterol is high. Please worry. You need to worry. Your cholesterol is high, right? Don't they do that? Your cholesterol is high. And then now you've got to listen to Lewis Schaffer who's telling you don't worry. Don't worry about your cholesterol. You know. Daz says, Reuben, what do you take, may I ask? Dianabol. Is that a pill? Doctors love prescribing antidepressants. Also, I've noticed they prescribe everything. They prescribe everything. I deferred to Judels. Why do you prefer to her? What has she said about this situation? Anavar. Are these all statins? I don't even know because they gave me what statin did they give me? And I'm not taking. And I told them I'm not going to take it. And I guess I got a big mark on their thing. This guy doesn't take the medicine. This guy refuses to take the free and at my age, it's free. The free medicine that you know what I mean? It's like, hey, he doesn't respect the NHS. I don't respect any, not just the NHS, all of them. All of them. She was here before me. Oh, about whether I've lost it or not. I think she thinks that I have. I think she thinks that I have. She's probably not listening here. She thinks work is more important than Lewis Schaffer. Joe Lewis, I have been here from the beginning. It's still so random and interesting. Thank you, Joe. But don't you think? Yes, random and interesting. But don't you think I've become so hostile, so aggressive? I mean, I've just been yelling at people lately. I'm telling them everything. I'm worried. Does anyone know a person taking antidepressants who is still depressed? Go figure. Does anyone know a person taking antidepressants who is a person is a singular or who is still depressed? Yeah, well, we were asking whether I've lost it, whether this stream has become I've become too hostile. I used to be so loving and caring, or trying to be loving and caring, and now I'm just like a miserable git. Joodles, that was the question. So is that what you're asking, Lud? Please restate that question again. Well, I don't know what you mean by that, Reuben. I've heard about that one. That's a great one. Maybe I can buy some from you. Ha ha. Daz says, is it prescribed to you, I guess? Oh, it's probably a joke. That was probably a joke. Anavar. Anavar. Anavar? Is that what you mean? Do you think Lewis has lost the plot? That's the question. I think I have. I think I have. I think, I think I've lost the plot. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I don't feel as interesting as I've been. I don't feel like I'm heading towards stardom doing this. I don't feel like good times are going to come in the future from this stream. I think I may be doing it too much. I'm so tired all the time. I'm not getting enough sleep. Welcome to the UK. Is that what you're saying, Julian? This is what it's like to be in the UK, that I've lost the plot. No. You've not lost the plot. You've always had periods of of negatronism and shoutiness. Even in the beginning. Did Lewis ever have a plot? Is a more pertinent question. I think maybe I didn't have a plot, but I was like working towards a plot. Now, I screamed at you the other day. I got all mad at you because I thought and that was wrong. Joodles. I'm speaking to Joodles. But this, so it seems like a lot of people here are taking statins. Oh, this is a steroid pill. I get it from the local gym. It was after watching a documentary on over 60s in America. They are all on it. Yeah. Yeah, probably you're right. Probably, what does it matter? It's like I think that with my high blood pressure. So is that what that is? What exactly is Anavar? Do you want to tell us what that is, Ruben? Everyone feels a bit of a downer in the winter. Yeah, do you feel that way? Maybe that's what it is. It's January, and I think January 22nd is the worst day, of the year. Just the length of daylight, the weather, everything. Everyone, be nice to everyone as you can without surrender. Recently, except Palestine, Northern Ireland supports Israel. I do appreciate that, Richard Hawkins. Oh, don't worry about it, Lewis. I'm well used to you. I'm asking everybody, not just you. You. Let me rephrase this. You are the most important person here, or I would say one of the most important people here. but I want to hear what everybody has to say. I'm trying to make this as diverting as possible. Joodles. Daz, I see. It can be prescribed from a doctor. Jealous. I'll do it one day. Okay, Daz says. You'll do it one day, yeah. I mean, I was given testosterone by a friend of mine, a girlfriend of mine. She says, I don't need it. And she gave me like all these vials of testosterone. And I was thinking about taking them, but once you start taking them, your body stops producing testosterone. Your body produces it itself, but it could also be supplemented through medicine. Okay. And I didn't take it because it said once you take it, your body stops taking it. So I didn't take it. And my testosterone is, I think it's high. I don't look like much, but I am there. Vantanine takes only vitamin C. I mean, I'm against taking vitamin C. You don't need the levels of vitamin C, but I don't take any vitamin C. You know, I think that's one of those you need to take vitamin C because you don't, but because you don't eat a high carb diet, but if you eat when you eat carbs, the carb headings, whatever they are on the cell or whatever, they either take in carbs or they take in vitamin C. So it kind of fights for the entryway into that. Oh Lordy, I'm not important. You know you're important to me, but you apologized for shouting yesterday, and I was saying not to worry about that specifically. I don't like to be, yeah, indeed, let everyone know. Everyone I know on AD is still depressed. Well, don't you have to continue to say you're depressed in order to get the free pills? I don't take any ASR, what those pills. I was prescribed them because they want everyone to be sick. They want everyone to take pills. They say, well, that person's on SSRIs. Lewis, you think like I used to, but it is our age. We think every cough is a death sentence, but it is not. I don't think every cough is a death sentence. I'm the opposite. I am a I'm a homo. I'm a homochondriac. I'm a hypochondriac. I don't think that I'm sick. My doctor says you've got high blood pressure. You're going to die at any moment. You need pills. You've got high cholesterol. You're going to die. You've got pills. You've got low kidney function. You're going to die. I don't think that way. That's an interesting theory. I don't and I don't cough, and I won't cough. And I believe cough. If you should stop coughing. Stop coughing. So um, Darklands knows that everybody's on antidepressants. On antidepressants is depressed equals depressed, right? On pills is depressed. Test is quite serious, I believe, but Anavar is pretty safe. It's given to people after big operations or anorexic women or the elderly. Anavar, I never even heard of this thing. Anavar. What does it do? Anybody want to explain it to me? Or I'll take a moment and I'll look on the Google. Prescriptions aren't free in England, though. They're not free pills. They're free for me, Joodles. I know you think that I'm young and beautiful, but I'm old. Over 60, the pills are free. Are they not free? Don't forget to like and subscribe. That's maybe more important than our health. Don't cough. It's bad for you. Yes. Don't cough. Coughing is bad for you. Unless you got something stuck in your throat. Then you cough. But if you feel I'm coughing to free my bronchioles of stuff, then it is bad for you. Because coughing causes more irritation, causes inflammation, causes disease. Lewis, from my brekkie, I had 2 fresh squeezed lemons. In 6 years, haven't even caught a cold. I mean, Yeah, maybe. I don't think lemons are good. I think they cause irritation, which causes inflammation, which causes disease. So, I mean, maybe it does. What is great? What do you mean by what's great, Richard? That you said it. We're about 2 minutes delay in reading this. It's there's a delay, some kind of delay. I just sat on my arse on the sofa and looked at the telly. Did you not shave today? For your fans, I did shave. Does it look like I didn't shave? I did shave. Maybe I don't know. I don't know. I used to have to shave twice a day. I didn't have to, but I used to kind of twice a day. Because I was so dark, and now I'm not dark anymore. Now I'm losing color. Hiya, Lewis. I've adjusted my audio only to find you're rather low. What? That on the sound is rather low, as in you are rather low, or you're rather low. I don't know. Could be you could be say both of those things. What YOUR? Red flag, YOURs. I used to take vitamin C because the line is spalling. That's right. But since reading Chris Van Tuliken, I don't bother six badges. I've read a lot about vitamin C. I do not take vitamin C. My One of my beautiful children bought me some vitamin C. It was so nice. It was really nice. So can see but not heat you. Ha, okay, hear you. Volume 5, A3. Okay, how does it sound now? Does it sound... Took my daughter to the hospital today. I see hospitals asking you to wear masks is back in fashion. How can you trust these people? How can you trust them? How can you trust them? The only thing the hospitals do is testing, and you got to review your own tests. And maybe if you break something or you catch on fire, they might be able to help you. But even then, I'm against going to the hospitals. You on live chat? No, I'm not. Sorry. Thank you for mentioning that. It's going to take me another 100 streams in order to get this right. Part of the UK has free prescriptions, says Richard Hawkins. Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. However, ultimately, we pay for our health care through tax and national insurance, or tax on national insurance, or whatever we're doing. I don't know. Yeah, you got to remind me, Mr. Cuff. No hard feelings. If you say, Lewis, if you ask me over and over again, I don't have this. I don't have hard feelings. I'm going to have to look up what it is. What is Enivar? What is Enivar? Yeah. He wants to grow a mustache to look like Tom Selleck. No, I think it's... Can you see this? I don't have any lights on. I'm going to put that light over there. Or is that too bright? How about that? That's a little bit brighter. England's the only one paying. Why is England the only one paying? You know? Yes, thanks. She needs an MMR on her knee. Yeah, well, it's good for that. It's good for that. Are they forcing everybody to come in wearing masks? Can you believe an organization that does that? Can you believe it? I don't know. I think I've made myself feel too at home. You know what it is? Anavar is a brand name, I think. The actual drug is oxandrolone, I think. A study was done where it was given to children. Bless her, darklings. Bless, Judel says. Remember that everyone's free to wear sunscreen song. Look after your knees. You'll miss them when they're gone. Yeah, I had knee surgery myself. But you know what? You know what the key is? Low carbs, high meat. Make the knees strong. Yeah, so we're paying twice over here. So people in England have to pay for our own, and we're also, I don't know if we're paying for Scottish ones. But the truth is, the NHS is not worth it. It is not. I, I don't know how you can listen to me. I want to apologize to you people. To you people. I want to apologize because it's like the good thing about the NHS is that it's free. So you don't have to worry about it until you need it. And when you need it, then you'll realize how absolutely SHI it is. Yeah, Richard Hawking says, yeah, you got to pay for it twice because of two-tier Keir. But it's always been that way, even before Keir Starmer was like involved in it. Right? Wasn't he? You know, I think he was involved in it. Everybody press like and subscribe if you can do that. If you can press the like and subscribe. Yeah, well, let's get back on track here. When the local pharmacist is shut, we dispense a range of meds from our stock to the out-of-hours patients. We don't charge because we don't have the ability to take cash or credit cards. Well, can you ask for a little bit on the side? They want to take pills. They want to take pills. I mean, what do you think about what I'm saying, Vatanai? What do you think about what I'm saying? I mean, obviously, if someone's been cut, you need a doctor. If someone's been on fire, you need a doctor. If someone's has been in an automobile accident, you need a doctor. But if someone comes in and says your cholesterol is high, you need us. You know, how can you trust? I'm going to say it again. How can you trust anybody who wants to wear a mask? It's been disproven. Anyway, can we even begin to imagine how much money 187 billion is? 187,000 million pounds. That's what the NHS costs, and it's insane. So much money is wasted. It's criminal. Well, how much is wasted? I think 95% of it. And I mean that literally. I think 5% of it. The only thing that's worth it is the testing, but that could be done by private businesses too. The broken bones, that could be done by private, I mean, it does. I don't know. I know I was actually born in South London in Southwark, Richard Hawkins. That's where I am. And I asked one of my local MPs to look into it. The response was, why? We are okay. You're speaking to Judels. Yeah, what? How much waste is in there? Well, you're asking a local MP, and they're all Labour Party people. They just believe in wasting money. I believe that. Oh my God, this is so wrong of me. It's so wrong. Southwark is Lewis's council. Yes, that's my council. And we've got a very good hospital here. We got King's College Hospital. I mean, it's very good as hospitals go. Very, very, very good, but it's 95% pointless. Because, what they're doing, I guess. I refused the mass at the hospital, and I won't be fooled a second time around. Well, I'm with you, Darklins. I'm in an age, I was at an age, I'll tell you how old I am. I lived through COVID times. That's how old I am. I remember COVID times. I'm just surprised they haven't found a way to stop people just catching fire these days. They put a man on the moon, or did they? That's a joke. I don't understand what the joke is, but yeah, you go. Carrie B is here. Welcome back, Carrie B. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Carrie B. The point is, the main belief system that the NHS is based on is that tiny little things that we can't see cause disease. And if it's not something like that, it's genetics. This is what they believe. I was born at Guy's Hospital in 1958. Now it's, okay. That's also in Southwark. You got that hospital, and you got the other hospital, St. Guy's and St. Thomas. That's down there too. It's good to be back. Interesting show. Well, thank you very, very much. Everybody, we're really glad to see to see Joe back again. I don't think they did. It was just political propaganda when you look at the global. We're not talking about that. We're not talking about that. AI in health is unaccountable, unanswerable to no one. That's what they're going to say. They're going to say the AI said that I didn't make a mistake. It was the AI. My local hospital, okay, wasted $78,000 in the last 6 months simply by not scanning one kind of mattress, which alerts the supplier to pick it up, and therefore they were charged for them. That's one product. I don't understand what that means. Like what that certain mattresses are connected directly to the mattress manufacturers, and they have to be notified to come pick up the old mattress to send a new mattress. I don't understand what that is. I don't understand anything anymore. I thought you were in the States. My wife is from Texas. There you go. She's living here. No, I'm in Southwark. I'm in Peckham, basically, in Nunhead. I'm Mr. Nunhead. The cottage hospital I was born in, Darklands, in the 1970s, has now been knocked down and flats built there. Oh, that's so sad. I'm against tearing down anything. Buildings should not be torn down. Why are we not talking about America's biggest con in history? What is America's biggest con? America's biggest con is cholesterol. That's America. America's biggest con is high blood pressure pills. That's America. Medicine, your health care that costs $187 billion a year. That is America's biggest con. Not landing on the moon. That's nothing. Wearing eyeglasses. That is one of the biggest cons in the world. There's sunscreen. Everybody wearing sunscreen. Biggest con in the world. That carbs, eating a high carb diet. The pyramid, the food pyramid. That's an American con. The mattresses on hire charge per day. When they're not scanned back, the hospital continues to pay daily higher rate. That added up to $78,000. Yeah, so they've returned the mattresses, but they were still paying for them. Is that what you're saying? NHS facing £27 billion bill for maternity negligence claims. Well, if you can't sue people, how can you make sure they do a good job? So, that's part of life, I guess. America's biggest con is Donald Trump. No, Donald Trump is the best president we've ever had. Is he perfect? No, but I love Donald Trump. You're not supposed to question this sainted NHS, Joodles. Yeah. Am I supposed to? I'm afraid for me. I'm afraid that I'm going to break something and they're going to come in there and say, Lewis, we've heard you say so many bad things about us. I saved Kermit. Now, here's Kermit. I saved the NHS £1 million by working there for 9 months. I was only in charge of a tiny part of it. In one town, the structure and organization is appalling. How did you save the money? By making suggestions and stuff, Kermit? I don't know. How did you do that? Get ready for the backlash, Richard. Yeah, you can't. No, what do you mean the backlash? The backlash against Trump? I mean, this country's been brainwashed against Trump. And who do you have? This gets me so angry. Who do you have? You've got Keir Starmer. Keir effing Starmer. And you know what I mean? What he has done in America, especially with JFK, with RFK Jr., has been amazing. I do not believe Trump stands with Israel. You want to know something? I think he does. He stands with Israel a lot more than a lot of other people do. So you got to be with him on this thing. The UK loves the Donald. Yeah, and you know what? He's basically... Keir Starmer wants to obliterate X. Do you want X obliterated? How are we supposed to communicate with each other? I can't even watch X because of all the bad news from all different angles. But I want to know all the different angles. No, they didn't return them. They They shove them in cupboards or side rooms. When the nurse scans a mattress, the supplier picks it up and cleans it, and they stop charging for them. So the nurse didn't scan it, and they just shoved it away. Is that what you're saying, Lewis? Anavar is an anabolic steroid. It promotes weight gain. Yeah, well, you know what? You know what promotes weight gain? French fries, that promotes weight gain. Not surprised in the slightest terms. It's a complete money fire pit. Of course it is, because it's the government, and the government is horrible, is absolutely horrible. Trump's state visit cost 40 minutes of NHS spending. The account is called days of NHS spending. Okay, that's an interesting thing for tonight. I like you, Lewis, but Trump, Starmer, and a lot of fools. Do you know what? Trump is helping Israel. I can feel it. I pay attention to that. I can pay attention. He's helping Israel. Probably just buying items in bulk and getting a discount of buying things in the Boxing Day sales. I mean, yeah. I mean, how can you trust these people? They're telling you to use a mask. How can they keep track of mattresses? Okay, by writing a spreadsheet which replaced a team of 7 temporary staff and rotating stock so that it is used and not thrown away before the best before date. It's really basic, simple stuff. I could believe it. And you want to know something? I know you, Kermit, and you're one of the more capable people. I was going to say the most capable, but you seem incredibly capable. But the problem with the NHS is it's a government organization, which is inherently, you got to have somebody who really wants to get, were you fired from your job for doing a good job? Mark the Rosian here. He loves Trump too, making America great and healthy again. Yes, what he's doing to make America healthy again is amazing. Is amazing. Totally, it makes my brain explode. Good to see you, Mark. That is what they hire all those bloody managers for Carms, to pay them 70, 80, 90,000 a year to do that. But they don't do that because it's the NHS. So once you realize the NHS, because it's the government, number one, and because it's based on false ideology, that they're actually helping people, but they know they're not. I love Israel, as I do too. You know this about me. I love the UK, but I don't want Trump to take over my country. But if Israel wants it, then fine. I don't want Trump to take over this country. I believe in independent countries. So I don't think so. But I mean, look at how horrible Keir Starmer is. And the only person who's keeping an eye on Keir Starmer, not the only one, maybe Nigel Farage is too, but the only is Donald Trump. So let's have a little faith. Have some faith, maybe. Because 5% is a good fair exchange. What do you say about that? 50p differentials we work at. And I enjoy using 5% commissions. Fair shout. I don't know what you mean by that. The bond between Israel and USA is really based on warfare. Israel designs new weapons. USA manufactures them. Partially it's true. Hold on one second. Partially it's true. Everybody, can you go to Twitter if you're not there already? I'll do it. I had to go and eat something. I'm sorry. The bond. I'm going to tell you what the bond between Israel and the USA is. In Europe, which is a land of anti-Semites, a lot of anti-Semites. They think Israel is a really tough country. Whereas in America, we don't think Israel is a really tough country. That's why we say, oh, Israel's genociding. They're not genociding anybody, but they are trying to be as tough as they can be. Yeah, that's what I said. I said that he might get himself fired. Was he fired from that? I hate Stormer. Well, if you hate, or Stammer, as you say, if you hate him, you gotta love Trump. You got to love Trump. Each NHS hospital, doctors, and care home probably buys a single item of coffee instead of one single items of coffee instead of one buyer. Am I an idiot here? Each NHS hospital and doctors and care home probably buys a single items of coffee instead of one buyer. Okay. I don't understand what that means. If you want me to understand it, Daz, write it again. I have no faith in Nigel Farage. Neither do I. That's why this is so stressful. I mean, he might turn out to be okay. He might. Hello, chair. I had to go get something to eat, Mr. Cuff. I had to. What are you saying there, MC Scott, about this 5%, 50% thing? The fact is, it's the NHS. I gotta go, Lewis. Stay safe and well, everyone. In the chat, FPAT. All right, whatever. Come on, Israel. Okay, well, let's go. I appreciate that. In the future, Richard, you don't need to say goodbye because it just makes me feel sad that you're leaving. But I appreciate the rest with here. I mean, does everyone agree with me? I hate being said goodbye. Me neither, Darklings. Yusuf tweeted today about the Online Safety Act, meaning message encryption is coming to an end. It was pointed out that Nadine Torres was part of making that act. She's reform. Me neither. Yusuf tweeted today about the Online Safety Act, meaning message encryption is coming to an end. Well, we want message encryption, don't we? It was pointed out that Nadine Dorries was part of making that act. She's reform. Yeah, probably. So you're saying that that Yusuf is good and Nadine Dorries is bad. Is that what you're saying, Joodles? That Yusuf is good and Nadine Dorries is bad. Naheem Zahari is a effing joke for joining reform. He was part of the problem, not the solution. Yeah. Well, what would you do? What would you do? What would you guys do if you were in Farage's place? Who is Israel meant to be carrying out genocide towards? Muslims? Because there's still I can see that. Yeah, but that, there are 2 billion of them versus 15, but whatever it is, 8 million Jews in Israel or 6 or something. It's all a game to these politicians, says Mr. Cuff. Maria says, is Sia Yusuf Muslims? I think he was born a Muslim, I mean, the problem, I'm not against Muslims, a few of them. Of course, we want encryption. They're getting rid of it, right? We want good. Okay, I agree with that. They're getting rid of it. Yusuf was complaining about that, yet the woman involved in ending encryption is now part of reform. They're all such hypocrites. Well, shouldn't you be allowed to join any party you want to join? The law, Joodles. So you're saying, so I was right. Yusuf is against ending it, and whatever it is, Dorries was in favor of ending it. The largest warship is the USS General Ford. It cost 2.5 weeks of NHS spending. The NHS spends Russia's entire military budget once every 150 days. Yeah, it's a scam. So you're saying, Vatanai, that the NHS is a financial scam. Rube, yeah. I'm reading what you say, Rube, and I've got to be careful about what I'm saying about this. Reform are starting to look less like a credible party with each person who joins. But like you take a look at, remember it's Nigel Farage's party. He wants to take over, right? He wants to take over. He wants to take over the party. I mean, he wants to take over the country, and he needs everybody. Farage is soon headed for the tri-party if he keeps it up. What is the tri-party? Oh, like you're trying and not succeeding? Day 3. Okay, yeah. 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 Choodles, yeah, politically homeless. Well, because we want Nigel Farage to do a good job, do we not? Do we not? We want him to do a good job. And we're afraid. I'm afraid. It's one of those things. Fab update, Lewis. Shop now purchased via Amazon. 0 delivery tomorrow between 10 a.m. and noon. Is that just news for you? Is that news includes me? His name, well, they're all named that. I mean, everybody. That doesn't make you a, you know. I don't understand what you're on about, MC Scott. Fresh Coconut is here. Hi, did you know that Steve Jobs, who was adopted, is often described as white, but his biological father was a Syrian Muslim, and his mom was a German Jew. Well, that makes him a Jew. I didn't know that Stephen Jobs was a Jew. I didn't know that. I didn't know that that's his real mom. That's his real mom. NHS spending is out of control, Vat, and I have no answers as to how to stop it. I'll tell you how to stop it. Boycott the NHS in the same way you could boycott the BBC. Is that right? It's going to happen. Is any non-Muslim called Muhammad? That's a good question, Joodles. China have started to convert the mosques into. Listen. Let's be nice to people, even though we're at war. Let's be nice. My NHS job, which I created, was advertised out to qualified pharmacists at 3 times what they paid me. The NHS needs to be run more like a business than one big HR department where they piss cash up the world. I could see how you could be quite upset about that, Kermit. You told us all about this, and you're going to have to tell us again and again before at least before I forget. The people need to come clean about health care. And one of the ways you become clean about health care is be like Robert F. Kennedy Jr. That's the way to do it. We've got to be really honest. Kale is really bad. Google kale and lectin, not lectins, oxalates. I wouldn't eat kale. You know that 90% of all kale in America, I don't know what it is here, was used as green stuff between food on a salad bar. Lewis, it's true. I'm not saying we're at war, Reuben. We're at war. You know we're at war. I've heard you talk about your job at the NHS before. It's a good story, and it's good to hear, Daz says. And we can hear it again. Let's hear all this stuff. You can tell us. I know everyone thinks that this story is going in my ear and into my brain, but we need to repeat ourselves over and over again. Yeah, Lud's joking. He says, you can't go around saving the hardworking taxpayers' money, Kermit. That's not the NHS way! Exclamation point. Okay, there's no exclamation point, but there should. John Van Dam is here. 21 watching, and the percent Lewis is gay, 99. Haha, joking. Okay. All right, so there you go. Everybody, let's like the stream at least. Vatnai says one very senior doc who recently ran the local trust told me that there were senior managers with nothing to manage following reforms, but they cannot be sacked. They stay until retirement because it's a government. It's the government. It's a government in a communist country. Of course, it's going to be like that. Yeah, it's like with the military. You can't fire people. Or the police, you can't fire them. You're going to put them on desk duty or something. Alex Mercer is here. Hi, Lewis. I work for the government, and one of my colleagues has been off for 4 months for almost no reason. Thousands of taxpayers' money wasted on people who aren't working and aren't needed. Yes, it's horrible. I'm with you. I'm with you, Alex. I'm with you, Vatanai. I'm with you, Kermit. I'm with you, Jules. I'm against the government. I am against the government. And what the government does is it tells you, oh, what will we do if we don't do it? What will the government do if we don't do it? Well, it can be done by other people, or it's not going to be done. My neighbor, the council bought the flat, and they housed a single mother in there, supposedly desperate single mother. And then her husband came back, and the kid was taken into care. So so that's wrong. And here's the third thing. They haven't been in the flat for over maybe 6 months, 8 months, a year. I haven't seen them in a year. But the council bought that flat. They took your money, well, Southwark Council, I don't know where the money comes from, to buy this flat, to give it to two people, to a woman who was, didn't need it. Okay? That wouldn't surprise me in the slightest. Ruben says, who are you talking to? It's criminal. Vatana, yeah, it's criminal what's happening. The NHS in my town, after I left, was amalgamated into a neighborhood one, as we were 20 million in the red. I could have cleared that debt in less than 1 year if given control with more of it. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. People like you, Kermit, and I'm going to speak to you honestly. I'm going to look you in the mirror and say, I have looked at you, because, to speak to you. And what I would like you to do is to realize that your purpose in this life is higher than dealing with the government. You're too smart for that. I've seen what Tommy deleted on X and why. 'Twas funny like. What did he say? I wish you were, Kermit. I have similar mindset at work. If only we could actually be given the chance to do these things. Yeah. But, you'd be putting people out of business. And who are you putting people out of business? You're putting doctors who've come in from Uganda out of business. Maybe Uganda needs their own doctors. Maybe people from Cuba need their own doctors. Maybe people from all the different countries, they don't need to work here. I wish you were, Kermit. I have a similar mindset at work. If only we could actually be given a chance. That's what Dad says. I'm with you. Mr. Cuff agrees with you. John Van Dam is here. Did I welcome you? Did I welcome you, John Van Dam? Did I welcome you? Yeah. What did Tommy say on X? I'm going to Google that. What did Tommy say? What did Tommy Robinson say on delete on Twitter? What did he delete? He says, this is what he says. He says, let's be realistic. He wants to control X content because he fears it. He hates being, and he posts a thing about gay love on Twitter, on YouTube. And then Evie, there you go. Okay, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay. Okay, did everybody see that? I probably didn't see that, but I read it to you. Okay. My next comment was to do with the same thing. The trust wanted to reform maternity wanted the trust with a capital T wanted to reform maternity services. The two consultants went sick to block the plan. The unit was closed. No birthing in Yeovil. Yeah, Lewis. I've been away for a week and I've missed all of this. Well, we've missed you. We were just talking about you yesterday, were we not, everybody? We were talking about where's Joe? One of my huge issues with Tory MPs joining Reform is that Reform will become the Tory Party 2.0. They will eventually vote out Nigel Farage for not having views that align with the party. Yeah, that's a chance. Yeah, it's insane. In my department, there are 7 personnel assistants. Over the Christmas period, there are only 3 working and everything worked fine. No need for the other 4. That's a good point. Alex Mercer. David Bowen is here. Hello, David Bowen. Evening, Lewis. Day 2 of 10-day stint at work. Okay. Well, the fact that you can listen to this, it means you're at an easy job, I guess. You're not running around. You're not worried about what we're going to say here. My good friend's daughter died just before Christmas, Judel says, after a year of being really poorly and them not taking it seriously. She was 34 with 2 kids. Oh, Jesus Christ. That's like really horrible. That's like really horrible. Okay. That's like really, really, really horrible. Okay. What is David Bowen? What does that mean? That meme mean? Oh, drive buses for a living. Yeah. My ex-girlfriend had her whole family drove buses for a living. Well, not her dad, but with lots of other people. David Bowen is the Timu version of David Bowie. Fresh coconut. I don't know. Is that okay? Same thing happened during the doctor strikes. They said they ensured the service provided would not be altered. Well, can't we get rid of the ones that weren't there then? Yes, that's exactly true. A few years ago, I said this on GB News. They said that the doctors went on strike. That doctors went on strike in Israel and that the death rate dropped. I mean, the problem is so deep. Did you ever see the movie Britannia Hospital? It's not a national health service. It's an international health service. People come over for health tourism. That's also true. That's also true. Well, I don't want to say it. I hate to say it. It's a communist country. It's a communist country. And you want to help the world. That's what it is. So John Van Dam, So you're saying that Tommy Robinson took that post down because he. Why did he take the post down? Because it was calling Keir Starmer gay? Is there anything wrong with being called gay? You know what I mean? Is there anything wrong with that? Is there anything wrong with, with having free sex even though you're married? Is that why he took it down? Yeah, Judas agrees with Lud. And fresh Coke, and Mr. Cuff is laughing at fresh coconut. So we're all in this thing. Yes, Lud, stopping that abuse would save millions. The problem is 187 billion. It's too much money. The government operates a bloated civil service to keep unemployment down. With an efficient state, says Alex Mercer, there would be millions more unemployed because the government taxes businesses and consumers too much to pay for people to work for the government. That's exactly true. Good point, says Joodles. Really good point. Alex Mercer. Lewis, okay, Daz says, loads of people told me they specifically come here to have their kids. Yeah. Except the people who know better go to America, like Madonna. She went back to America to have her kid. Lewis, did you say you found Sarah? Wait, there was a joke in this. Who is Sarah Pochin? Who is Sarah Pochin? She is. Well, what's her political side? She's a magistrate, formerly conservative, council, independent. She left the party and enjoyed reform. I don't know. I think she's attractive. It depends. Why are you asking? It depends entirely on whether she finds me attractive. I didn't say that about her, but if she thinks I'm gorgeous, I think she's gorgeous. I think she's a beautiful woman. Tommy took down it because it was an advertisement he was getting on YouTube, so it must have been in his search history. I get tons of stuff like that too. Everybody gets tons of stuff like that. You know, they're trying to make him seem like he's gay. Maybe he is gay. I'm against gay. I'm against gay, Daz, a little bit, because we need to fight the enemy with kids and marriage, and women need men to love them, and that just is one more distraction for men. Would be easiest thing in the world to fix the NHS. Stop employing immigrants with zero work experience to do monkey work, and employ people from the private sector, logistics, stock control, etc. The problem is that where's the money going to come from to pay for those people? Kermit, where is the money going to come from? There are loads of reports of bad care here, says Vatanai. Some of the maternity staff went on leave after a crazy man killed his own baby in the unit just before it closed. That's a horrible story. That's a horrible story. Vatanai. Yeah, there's bad care throughout the entire business. Apparently, they spent a fortune on interior decor, like paintings in the hospital. That probably does the most to make people feel better, actually, a nice, clean hospital. Yeah, Darkland says. Yeah, well, that's probably a good thing. The civil service blob need to be dealt with, but the unions have the government by the balls. Well, we have the Labor Party, and aren't they paid for by the unions? How does that happen? I guess that happens. Alex, you were not here on the day he said he'd do Diane Abbott. Yeah, I'm much more flexible than I used to be. Is it wrong to say I wouldn't do Diane Abbott? The civil. Okay. Hey, Lewis, Robo took it down. John Van Dam says, as X put a notice under it saying adverts are based on the user searches. Yeah, okay. So it was an embarrassment to him. Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying, John Van Damme? Um, from the 8 people they employ for doing a role, one competent person could do it better. That's why we should not have a free, publicly available health service. We anything that private business can do, they will do better. Some of them won't, but eventually one of them will, and they'll do a bad job, and they'll be put out of business. Somebody else will come in there. That's who we need to control the NHS spending, Jules. Diane Abbott, a real math genius. Lud's making jokes. Let people know you're making jokes, Jules. I never knew he said that. What did he say? Yeah, yeah. I did say it. I did say it. I did say it. I did say it. I thought labor and the unions have had a big fallout. I think they tend to pretend that they do, which keeps labor off the hook, right? From actually doing something. Actually doing something. I saw a video earlier of a comedian saying, if you hate gay people, stop having sex. Heterosexual people create gay people. Gay people don't create them. That's an interesting point, Mr. Cuff. But I don't believe that you know how I think. We're not going to talk about gay stuff. Lewis, is there really a test where you got 17% gay? Yes, I think it's an IDR Labs test, gay test. Take the gay test. I was 17% gay, and I'm proud of that. You're a funny guy either way. The joke works if there is a test, and also if there's not a test. There's a test, and I'm 17% gay in the test. But in real life, I may be more. Remember, these are tests, but in real life, I may be more or less, depending. But thank you very much, John Van Damme. At a Labor Party conference where they vote on issues, members vote. One man, one vote. But the union representative vote is multiplied by 3. So much for democracy. Well, it's a political party is not a democratic party. That's not a democratic party. Especially in this country. In America, it's more so, but it's not a democratic party here. A new law is being passed or has been passed stating that no government employees can be made to enact policy or law that is against the public interest. It will prevent any new government changing things. Well, that is giving the employee the right to decide what is legal and what isn't legal, Vatanai, and that's proper scary. So what happens? So a good guy gets in and he says, I want you to do this. He says, no, we didn't do this before under Tony Blair or Keir Starmer or whatever. So I'm not doing it now. And you can't tell me. That's really bad. Have you guys heard about that? That's actually quite scary. She doesn't even have her number. Lud's another good joke there. What was I shown to do with to do? What I was shown to do was totally wrong. So I fixed it. Do that 1,000 times in each NHS, and billions would be saved in a year. Yes, that's true. Good. It's a really good point. I don't disagree with you. Okay, Julian, I'm not going to read that, but I know what you mean by that. Okay, so Jeremy Corbyn has been in the back of Diane Abbott. Probably men who try to look like women, too, Alex says to Judels. A comedian said that there is nothing more masculine than a man having sex with another man. He said that men having sex with women is feminine. Well, that's I don't know if I agree with that, but that's similar to the argument that I've been having with Judels often. It is a continuation of the Blair Brown Stormer using law to undermine democracy. Yes, yes, using law to undermine democracy. Well, I mean, but a political party is not democratic. And if you don't think your political party is democratic, you got to leave your party. And people should have left Labor and the conservatives years ago. Years ago. What Paul Yoward is here. Hello, Paul. What Keftika's time of Lewis is this? I only hit on it by chance. Well, you only hit on it by chance because you haven't subscribed to the site and you're not following me on Twitter. You got to follow me on Twitter, and you've got to. I've been away, Paul. I've been in at Shepperton Studio getting a dressing, not a dressing down, a dressing up. It's at Lewis. You should go to Thailand. You would love it. Maybe I would. No, I wouldn't. Any man who goes out, this is what I said before. Oh, you have the Lewis Schaffer with the picture of Lewis Schaffer, How Lewis Schaffer? Well, where do I have that? There's one in the back over there. Can you see that? Yeah, I mean, I have this. I don't even know if I have it with even more pictures of me with Lewis Schaffer. Lewis Schaffer. Can you see that? That's me. Look at my beard. It looks like I've got a beard. Looks like I've got a beard. Okay. Hello. How are you? Top of the world. Your brother says you should call your Aunt Inga.
She called me already.
Oh, okay, good. Okay. David Starkey. Who was David Starkey? Toby Young, and they talked about it. It's very scary. That sounds very scary. Kermit is right. Go on Twitter. Maybe make a contribution to keep the stream going. Maybe keep the stream going. Maybe do that. Hi, Keftikas is Yiddish. I don't know what that word means. Cool Shepperton now holding a picture of Keftikas. That is not Yiddish. I don't think that's Yiddish. I've never heard that word. I'm going to look it up. Keftikas. It says leek fritters. Keftikas. Keftikas. No. It's a food. But it's not like a Yiddish word. I've never heard anybody ever use that word, but thank you for saying that. Everybody, go to Twitter. Also, go to Patreon or PayPal. Yeah, look at that. Kermit wrote that down. Go to Patreon or PayPal. Wrote it down. Where was he last night? He was meant to be covering the late for me. Oh, that was last night. I don't know. Maybe because I yelled at him. I've been yelling at people all over the place. Yes, they have ruined our nation, says Vatanai. Okay, listen, everybody. We're going to end the stream right now. We've had a good show. You guys have come in. Anybody want to guess? I'm going to read the top fans today. Anybody want to guess? What the total, what the highest total was concurrent users. Does anybody guess what the current user is? Joodle says 27. I think it's been a good show. I'm trying to make it a good show by being nicer. I'm trying to be nicer to people. I mean, maybe I'm a bit too much with the negativity on Starmer and on everybody. I'm just like Mr. Negative. But thank you very much. I'm gonna read the top people. The top people. So the top people, 24 is Kerry Macca. Andrew Rubin is 23. Carrie B is in the background there. Good to see you. Alex Mercer, David Bowen at 20. 6 badges. I don't need no stinking badges. Streaky Bacon is at 18. Vatanai is at 17. Richard Hawkins. Good participation. Glad to have him here. Fresh Coconut at 15. John Van Dam. Claire came in and said hello. Paul Yoward. Was Claire here at all? But she's considered a top fan. I guess this is not just for the show. It could be like for all time. Paul Yoward's at 12. Alex is at 11. Alex EY is at 11. MC Scott is at 10. Daz is at 9. Mr. Cuff is at 8. Joodles is at 7. Joe Warrior, who came in, we were talking about her just yesterday, were we not? Ludd, who's made like a lot of jokes. You made a lot of jokes. You took over for Russ there. 1974. Darklands and Reuben is number 2. But who's number 1? Who is this? Julian is number 1. Julian, he's got 225. That's a really high participation level. And Reuben also had 225. So who's guessing? Can we guess how many people? Darkland says 24. Reuben says 23. Darkland's 24. Mr. Cuff says 26. Daz is saying 225. Simon Evans was amazing at Comedy Unleashed. See my review soon. Lewis will be awesome there next month. Yeah, buy a ticket to see me at Comedy Unleashed. I would suggest buy a ticket right now before it's sold out. Go buy a ticket. Everyone loves Lewis Schaffer. Not everyone. Some people don't, but a lot of people do. I think when people see me, they see me more as a human being and not some representative of the right-wing police Jewish state. Okay, so the answer to that question is no one got it on the nose. Do I do who got the closest? Are only 5 people going to write down what the number is? Daz says 31. Paul Yoward says 69. Not funny. Watanai says 1,001. Anybody else want to say what the number is today? The number today is, should I make an announcement? I've been banned from traveling to the UK, Ava. Yes, that could happen to me. Maybe they'll say this to me. I've got to leave to remain, but then maybe they'll say, because I've said bad things about these guys and the NHS, and lots of other organizations here, that they think I'm anti Anglo-Saxons, Jews, Brits. I'm not. I love, but maybe they'll say I can't come here anymore, and maybe I'll be stuck out of the country and be forced to leave. Maybe. So the answer to the question is 29. So Joodles, you came closest, or Daz came closest at 31. 31. So it's a good one. USA going in on the ground. All embassy staff evacuated. Oh, great. So we're gonna be at war with those people. That's insane. I was going to go 28. Okay, but whatever, 20, 27 or 31 are equally close. Thank you, everybody. This has been our best show ever. You've been our best. Make sure you go on Twitter. Make sure you go on Discord. Make sure you go to Ko-fi if you can. Whatever. I appreciate it. The support is there. The support is there. You know, and I appreciate you being here. I am happy. I'm not really happy. I'm chronically unhappy. I'm really chronically unhappy. We will see you soon, everybody. I'm gonna leave the stream open for a little bit for you to make a comment. If I didn't mention any of your names, just say, hey, what about me? What am I, chopped liver? I want to thank Mark Therosian for being here, for Maria for being here, for Alien Invader. I didn't see his name. I'm sorry, I missed his name. You, Janice, was here. Fantastic you. Carrie Macca dropped in, which was really brilliant. Thank you, Carrie. Andrew Rubin was here. Carrie B. So thank you guys for coming. Top fans. These are the top fans. Paul Yoward, Darklands. Are we going to do the 10:30 show? I don't know if we are. I don't think we are. We're not going to do a 10:30 show tonight because of my very busy work day. But you guys have been amazing. We'll see you tomorrow at 5 o'clock. Is that too early? Do you think that's too early?